Welcome back to Tales from the Vale. Tonight, we journey into the frozen north, where the wind whispers secrets of a village lost to time. In the shadow of the jagged fjords, a legend remains, a story of blood, ancient gods, and a night that never ended. The air here holds a bite that goes deeper than the skin. It is the chill of the grave, preserved in the permafrost. Look closely at the stones. The ancestors left warnings etched in granite, though few now live to read the runes. This is the story of Skjolden, once a thriving settlement of iron and bone, now a ghost in the annals of history. The people of Skjolden were hardy. They feared the sea and the storm, but they were unprepared for the sky to turn against them. On that fateful night, the moon did not rise white and pure. It carried the hue of a fresh wound. A blood moon, an omen of the end, spoken of in the sagas but dismissed by the young and the bold. But Eric the Elder knew. He had seen the signs in the flights of ravens and the patterns of the frost. He wore the tattered furs of a man who had survived 100 winters, but he felt a cold he could not escape. His hand went to his chest, clutching a rusted iron amulet, an artifact passed down through generations for a night like this. As the moon reached its zenith, the amulet began to pulse. A faint, rhythmic light emanated from the iron, matching the moon's glow. In the village square, the fires began to change. The warm orange of the torches was devoured by a creeping, unnatural crimson. One by one, the lights of the village died. Not from the wind, but as if the darkness itself were drinking the heat. Then, the shadows themselves began to move. They didn't follow the bodies that cast them. They had gained a life of their own. They slithered across the wood and stone, hungry silhouettes searching for something to fill the void. The villagers emerged from their homes, weapons drawn, but there was no enemy to strike, only the whispers. Ethereal voices drifted from the tree line, calling names that had been forgotten for 1,000 years. Deep within the woods, something was watching. Something ancient was moving toward the light of the village. The air grew heavy with the smell of wet earth and ancient decay. The veil between worlds was tearing open. And then he appeared, the moonwraith. A specter of the blood moon, draped in the remnants of a forgotten age. His presence was a void. Where he walked, life ceased to exist. The very earth recoiled from his touch. Panic took hold. The warriors of Skjolden, who had never fled a battle, turned to run. But there was nowhere to go. The fog was a physical barrier, cold as ice and solid as stone. They were trapped in a cage of crimson light. Eric the Elder watched from the center of the square. He saw his people begin to fade, their forms turning to gray mist. There were no screams. Only the sound of the wind and the soft rustle of ash settling on the snow. The moonwraith raised a skeletal hand, and the last of Skjolden vanished into the hungry dark. As the moon began its descent, the red light faded. But the village did not return to the world of the living. Morning light revealed a village that looked as if it had been abandoned for centuries, not minutes. The wood was soft with rot, the iron rusted to flakes. Time had accelerated to erase every trace of the inhabitants. The fjords remained silent. No birds sang, no waves crashed. Only the cold wind moved through the skeletal ruins. And there, in the center of what was once the village square, lay the only evidence that Eric had ever existed. The iron amulet, cold, lifeless, and alone. A silent witness to the night the veil claimed Skjolden. Some say on the night of the blood moon, you can still hear the whispers of Skjolden calling from the mist. But be warned, to hear the veil is to be seen by it. And what the veil sees, it eventually takes. Thank you for joining us for this tale. If you enjoyed this journey into the dark, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the bell to never miss a story from the veil. Until next time, keep your fires bright and your shadows close.